Oof, those scrolls are mean with the weapons. Not ideal, but I can't complain too much. Again, we got absurdly lucky at the start of this run, so I will just be happy with whatever comes our way here. And let's hope that we can kill most of these buddies. Oh, you have Steam Ball. Oh, that's not good with our vulnerability to just such things. Well, in that case, let's take a step back out of the steam here after our first initial blast. And then fortunately, Cleansing Fire's still doing fairly well for us here. Let's also set a cap on ranged weapons before I forget. We're looking pretty close to being able to switch over to that triple crossbow even. So that way we'll at least drop out of this fire vulnerability stage. So that would definitely work out for us here. Oof, oof, oof. Siren and a satyr. What do we wish to do here? Still doing okay for PD. I could call in another friend here just to keep getting bodies. Another option is to bring in butterflies. Though we definitely want to be careful not to find ourselves in any kind of accidental collateral damage situations. And okay, let's get rid of this mesmerize as soon as possible. Oh, Diva, what are you doing? You were my shield. You were keeping us safe from afar here. Well, in that case, let's just bring in the butterflies. They're relatively evasive, but still probably enough bodies for us to not worry overly so about our satyr friend across the water. And we can even just sick our angelic friend upon them. Beautiful. Even healing up most of our damage over the course of the last bit of that encounter. Regen is a truly wonderful thing. Okay, Death Yak means very likely that there's a Polyphemus hanging around here. I think we should be in a fairly decent spot to deal with our one-eyed friend if they do show up. Never know when you'll get unlucky with thrown boulders and immediately regret any and all decisions that have led you to that moment, but can have a little bit of confidence earned or not and see how things go here. Where the heck did that Death Yak go? Is it just a figment of our imagination? Must have been the wind. We'll have to see if anything shows up. Excuse me? Hello? Cyclops friend? Okay, there we go. We've at least narrowed in once again on the Death Yak. And I mean, if we can take care of the entire pack of friends one at a time without having to deal with them getting tossed our way. Spoke a wee bit too soon here. Okay, you can petrify, which is not too big of a deal for us. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for our angel friend. So we'll call in a secondary bit of backup here just to try and put ourselves into a comfortable position. I guess we could even help take care of the cattle plebis just to try and avoid repeating the same mistakes. And there we go. That should be a decent amount of damage taken care of. Beautiful. Started to look a little bit nasty in the middle there, but nothing a couple of angels by our side can't fix. And that is enough of this floor for now. We could continue exploring, get all the deep water, but I'm not going to worry too much about it for the time being here. And let's just continue heading downwards here, shall we? I mean, we're managing to stay pretty consistent at 5 pips of piety, so I will gladly take that and can lead our alligator turtle friend onto dry land so that we get them a little bit slowed. Mix that with some slowness from the freeze brand on our short bow, and that puts us in a very nice position indeed. And Donald here as well. At least doesn't have a reflection branded shield, so we can just pop in, call in the angel, which may have done nothing there. I guess they probably threw down a couple of smites to assist us, so nothing really to complain about at the end of the day here. And let's hope that they get blessed with more time in this world and we can take advantage of them for the rest of the area, especially as we start to see a few of these little shells of enemies start pouring out around us. Not too bad whatsoever. And fantastic. +6 Demon Trident of Electrocution. If I wasn't a holy follower, then that would be an incredible find to kind of supplement our range damage here. But regardless, oh, perfect time for our friend to disappear on us. Oh, actually, turns out they were just around the corner. Unfortunately, our character has the object permanence of a toddler, so if we can't see you, you don't exist, apparently. But hey, a little bit of extra hands on deck here, not the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination. And maybe this friend and I can continue forward here and get another nice section of shoals here cleared off, if at all possible. Not too shabby whatsoever. Oh, bye Susan. Okay. Well, that's gonna be a no for me. Let's just immediately change gears and sprint the other direction. Hopefully, our Rune is in one of these other enclaves and not at all up in that general vicinity. See how she goes. Okay, and at least only a few of them can be in range of us at once here, so that's not too bad whatsoever. And we can take a peek in. Still not our Rune Vault. Maybe this one over here is the trick. And hey, there's the Kraken that we were so worried about before. Can spend a few turns just damaging them here to see if we can make the cut, and there we go. We do just barely manage to do so. Fantastic. And let's see. You know, I had a sneaking suspicion. You find a vault with a Kraken in it, probably guarding something. Brilliant there. Do I have any runes yet? As of just this very moment, we got our very first rune. So just on the start of things here, Shoals is our first. We'll probably head to Spider next and try and pick up our second. And then things will get a little bit tricky with the decision making, and we'll have to see where the world takes us. Ooh. Gloves of Dexterity. Lose 1 AC, but that definitely fits nicely with our ranged build here, so let's just try and continue to up our damage. We're at 36, around 36 damage rating on our bow, and 75 with the triple crossbow, which again, we're getting very close to the point where we're gonna want to whip that bad boy out. Did I just get teleported? I did, and uncomfortably close to our Storm Dragon friend here. So with that, I guess we probably head out. What am I leaving behind here as well? Brilliance and Curing, neither of which is be all end all for me, so that is just fine. And I guess we'll head out of Shoals for the time being. Feeling pretty fantastic about how it all went down. And so, is it time for Spider? Time to see if we can wreak our vengeance upon the murderers of our poor ant friend last week. I guess there's no time like the present. Is there any way that we can avoid potentially finding ourselves in the same issue that we did last time? I could potentially try to only ever bring in one friend, because I can control myself and make sure that I don't make any unfortunate friendly fire decisions, and then we don't have to worry quite so much about any confusion issues causing them to smash into each other at the least opportune moment. Okay, let's take a peek. A bunch of Meliai were coming, as well as one more Tarantella. Not too bad. Only short Pokemon, let's find an upgrade. Oh, don't you worry. We got this bad boy right here, this triple crossbow. In fact, let's take a peek. I'm at 24 skill. That's going to be like 1.1? Oh no, I am already at 1.0 attack delay. Heck yeah. No time like the present, and we'll even use a brand scroll for the moment here, turn it into a Vorpal one, and let's start slamming on the enchant weapons while we're at it. And that will carry us off into pretty far into the round here. And then by that point we'll want to swap over to the Holy Brand. But fantastic. Let's see how this son of a gun flies, shall we? I guess if we look at the base accuracy, we're going from a +2 to a -2, which may have unintended consequences, just seeing as how spiders are pretty dang nimble, pretty agile sons of guns, but our damage output should be incredible. So I'm tempted to stick around with this bad boy for the time being. And yeah, I'm hoping this is a bit of a preview for how the rest of the run is going to go. By and large, we should be able to murder the majority of enemies in 1 or 2 hits, as long as we do manage to hit. So that is a thing of beauty here. And those demonic crawlers work very nicely for gaining more PD with the shining one here. So more of those and more melee actually work out quite fantastically for us here. Almost hoping that we see some more of them, though I'm definitely worried about coming to regret that wish at some point in the future. So Pharaoh Ant, we actually potentially want to just keep alive here so that we don't have to deal with too many simulacras. I also don't like quite how many enemies are coming our way here, immediately taking us down to 27 health. Definitely less than ideal. We probably want to start making our way back to this lovely little hallway here. But hey, one advantage we have on this character that we are missing out on with our Formicid is the ability to blink our way to safety. So let's do so, and then we can kind of take advantage of the absurd amount of regeneration that we have available to us. Okay, I saw the confusion sign on our Diva, and I definitely started to grow a little bit concerned that we were going to find ourselves in a repeat. I don't think TSO would mind if one of our minions attacked me. It's just when they attack each other that it's treading into problematic territory, I would assume. Hopefully we don't have to find out. We don't have to test that hypothesis here, and instead we can just keep moving on smoothly here. Try to maybe take out any Tarantellas before they put us into that same nasty situation, but not too shabby. Hitting level 18. Oh, I am on fire. You're right, game. Well, at least we're not still vulnerable to fire, so that is wonderful. And again, we'll probably try to take care of at least one of those spiders before killing the Pharaoh. And fantastic. Yeah, hopefully I would kill for a speed brand on a triple crossbow for sure, Spindart. That sounds incredible. And hey, Brain as well. Hope you're doing fantastically. Okay, Arachne means that I phone a friend for help here. And let's see if we can't just do some absurd amounts of damage here, shall we? You could stop throwing me into a net. That would also be wonderful, my friend. Oh, and there we go. Fantastic. Well, that gets the job done here. Our angel friend just barely managing to heal themselves up and keep around for a tad bit longer here. Fantastic. Ooh, another unID'd scrolls? What is left for unID'd scrolls? Poison and Torment. There's another Grunter? There was. I mean, barely, if we're being completely honest. Didn't last very long. I believe there might have even been 2 iterations of the original Grunter. But we don't talk about the first Grunter. But hopefully we can do our ancestors proud here. Continue working our way through. +1 pair of boots does not trump our current ones. I guess if we get boots of dexterity, I think that that's pretty much equivalent to our current artifact boots, so we can pretty freely swap into those as long as they have a better enchantment rating. And Roxanne is blocking off the rest of the floor here. So with that... Oh, why am I not picking up Curari darts? Excuse me? DCSS? Oops, let's not go un-ID'd. Let's go to recognized items here. Scroll down to our pickup. No, let's just turn darts back on. Hopefully that will put us back on track for picking up Curari. Oh my gosh. Well, that is an entrance to say the least. Maybe try to take out some enemies or not. I'm just gonna turn tail and run. And let's hope these other stairwells are looking a little bit more reasonable. I mean, the sheer number of tarantellas is not very promising, but we can, even confused, just start blindly firing our crossbow. Honestly, it's shocking that we can manage to load the thing. Can't imagine that's the smoothest of acts when absolutely dazed out of your mind. But okay, third time's the charm. We can see how this stairwell is looking for us, and in fact, let's take our friends upstairs here, shall we? Kill the melee off in one hit at least, as well as gain a little bit of heal since they're evil, so that's wonderful. And we are at max piety, so we do have the ability to brand. I think we might keep Vorpal around for now. Thinking about it for a second, because the other advantage that branding a weapon with TSO's might does is, I believe, gives it a +2 enchantment rating. I don't think you can go over the max of +9. Correct me if I'm wrong there. Haven't actually tried it. I'm usually not that flush with enchant weapon scrolls. But probably want to stick with where we're at for the moment here. And we'll take a look at swapping into that as we get a bit closer to the late game. A few more evil type enemies where we can take advantage of the double damage on a holy brand. And okay, I was wondering where our Emperor Scorpion friend went. There we go. Definitely try to focus down the Broodmother here next. And let's even try to run our way into a slightly safer configuration with the walls here. Perfect. Can't go over +9. Okay, yeah, I thought so. It'd be pretty ridiculous if you could get up to the +11. But I'm still going to save it for now until we get into a little better place. It'll tell you when you get to +9. This cannot be enchanted. Right? Yeah, by normal means though, right? I was curious if I was wrong about my assumption that a godly given gift of enchantment could do a little bit better, but hey, I'm not complaining whatsoever. That is what we originally expected here. And we have got ranged weapons up to 26 already. Holy moly. So that is wonderful. Next, we'll probably just swap back over to invocations, maybe get a bit of evocations up here. And what else? I mean, a bit of dodging probably doesn't hurt anyone. Even a bit of armor. We can spread ourselves a bit thin here, seeing as how we have all the critical abilities under our belt here already. Oh my gosh, I was walking away thinking the Rad Roach was just around the corner, but holy moly, turns out I just killed it instantly. Definitely can't complain too much about that. Let's start firing off randomly in our confusion here once again, hoping that we get out of this state before too long. We could always start chugging curing if things start to look dire, but not too bad. But you think, say, because can't enchant the demon enchanted stuff, you think? No, cannot use the demon stuff whatsoever without getting into trouble here. Artifact, Goddess can go above. Yeah, any artifacts, for sure, can. No rules whatsoever with those sons of guns. Hey, Railbird, how's it going? I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Well, I guess everyone, really all of you lovely folks, I hope you're having a fantastic weekend. Always lovely to see you all dropping on by. But how goes the fire elementalist these days? And not too shabby here. Definitely looking a heck of a lot smoother than our original traversal of Spider on our previous characters. That is absolutely fantastic. Still have Spider 4 to go, which I believe is where things kind of hit the fan, so no promises yet. Let's not get too comfortable here quite yet. And we'll see how our Spider 4 is looking. At the very least, I mean, right there you can kind of see a shining example of where we start to flourish here on the ranged character. We're able to kill everything before it even has the opportunity to close the gap to us, so that is wonderful. And it's going okay. You have a 6 rune game going right now. Nice. Are you going the full Monty with the 15, or are you just on your way out? Okay, definitely kill the Ghost Moth as soon as possible in case we do find ourselves in need of assistance here. We want to be regenerating some of that magic, at least getting to the point where we can either cleanse with Holy Fire or summon in some Divine Aid. And hopefully we don't run into too many of those Sons of Guns at the worst possible moment here. Yes, going for 15 runes. Nice. Well, it's a good start for sure. And I wish you luck on the remaining 9. Tin of Tremor Stones as well, so we're managing to flesh out a bunch of our evocables. Perfect timing, really, seeing as how we just started training down that road, so that is just fantastic. And we will continue to spam tab our way through the rest of Spider here. Regular poison darts, definitely no interest for us here today. And okay, that's a lot of brood mothers. It's interesting to say the least. Oof. And anytime we get caught in webs is where we start to become a little bit concerned. Even this situation, that rad roach coming up, is a little bit rough. You can't do extended with stabbers, you don't know what you're doing wrong. Extended with a stabber sounds rough regardless, for sure. I mean, most enemies at that stage in the game are going to see you coming or have enough health to cause problems, even with the most ferocious of backstabs. No, yeah, did I take the Evocations book earlier? We got an Invocations book earlier, but still happy to train that as well here. Keep our angel friends on the up and up, and then I want to put myself in at least a little bit more of a corner here. Let's focus down the Tarantella so that we don't get confused. Then maybe Wolf Spider will be that there next. We can kind of keep just going through a process of elimination here. At some point we're going to open up our sight range on the Orb Spider, and we definitely would like to take care of them before they become a problem. Fantastic. There we go. What looked like a nasty situation manages to resolve itself without too much trouble. And big shout out to the regen, I think, was helping us out a lot there. But oh me oh my. Everyone else you've talked to has had trouble with stabbers in lair, let alone extended. You have no trouble stabbing in lair, Svindart. Yeah, I'm definitely relatively inexperienced on the stabber side of things, with the exception I always point to the kobold character from our Great Player species. Definitely had a tinge of that going on. +0 had of Oily the Leaf. Fly, regen, strength +9. I mean, we lose out on 3 AC. But another source of regen? Seems kind of nice. That extra strength will also potentially help us if we decide to move into a heavier suit of armor here. So that seems like it might actually work out for us. The RN is nice in the short term, but of course TSO helps us out a great deal in that regard. So we don't exactly need that long term, but I will gladly take it. I mean, it's on brand in terms of color theming here as well. We got the full red outfit going on, looking snazzy, looking good. And there we go. That is our second rune under our belt, much smoother than the first attempt last week. So very happy to see revenge against the spiders here. Beautiful. And I guess that leaves us heading back out to the regular dungeon. Maybe start pivoting our way through vaults, see how that goes. I would like slightly better resistances here. Our fire and cold resistance are not quite looking up to snuff. And we do have the ability to swap out our rings here. In fact, maybe we'll switch out of evasion right away for protection from fire, just so that we don't get slammed on turn 0 against an unfortunate enemy. And we'll see how that goes. Oh, hello. Jumping spider, goodbye. Ooh, a rad roach was left around too. Nothing we can't handle. Fantastic. Uski Stomp just carries Lair. Oh, Uskaya-based Stabber. That is super fun. And yeah, I second boss levels question, because I believe, yeah, our Kobold was Wujian, which helps out a bit with the stabbing, of course, being able to take those free steps. But I do like Uskaya because I guess you get guaranteed damage even when things do manage to wake up. You get those stabs, or backstabs, on the paralyzed targets. That's pretty fantastic stuff. This is not a stabber. Right, very traditional, like, sneaky god, but definitely not always my my go-to these days. In fact, I kind of prefer Dith more so on either a ranged character or a conjurations-based mage, because then you take advantage of the Shadow Strike or whatever to get multiple attacks per turn is pretty fantastic. Without cold resistance, we're going to have to be a little bit careful of all of those Frostheart Sons of Guns here, but nothing we can't handle so far. Managing to face them in very fortunate locales where we have plenty of open space. And Convokers, as long as they're not hidden behind walls of enemies, should not be too much of a problem for us here. Okay, this is where we could start taking a bit more damage than I'd like. Let's phone a friend here real quick, and we can even swap with you, my friend. Sorry, kind of putting you in the hot spot, but hopefully you have the metal to make it through in one piece. Fantastic. I believed in you the whole time. Wonderful. And beautiful. Again, could have been scary, but we just murder it fantastically. In one shot. Fantastic.